happen one Saturday afternoon in Rotan, Texas, with a baseball team called the Blue Jays. We had moved to Rotan 1983, January 1983, called by that church to be the pastor. And Ben was 5 years old, getting ready to be 6. Dan was 4 years old, turned 4 in November. And so that spring we got there, and Ben came home from school and said, "Daddy, I want to play t-ball." I'd never heard of such a thing. I'd never heard of t-ball back then. Now everybody knows what t-ball is now, but we didn't know back then what it was. I said, "What is that?" He said, "Well, all of my friends are playing. It's like baseball." I said, "Let's do it. Come on." And so we went down there to sign up. I went with Ben, and the guy said, "Yeah, but we need a coach. You want to be the coach of the blue team?" I said, "I don't know how to play t-ball." He says, "Easy. You put a ball on the tee, and you don't pitch the ball. Everybody bats. Every inning, everybody bats." I said, "How do you keep track of score?" He said, "After 3 outs, you stop keeping score. That's how you can get a winner." But he said, it's not a competitive game. He said, it's not a competition. This is encouragement to teach boys and girls. Didn't have girls back then in the deal. Teach boys how to play baseball. And it's an easy rule to change once you start pitching the ball. But everybody bats every inning. I said, "That's smart. That's a good idea. Not very competitive. I like that." And I'm not competitive either. So I said, "Sign me up." So we were the blue team. We got to choose our own mascot. So we chose the Jays, the Blue Jays. It's clever. Had a J on our cap. Well, I wasn't too smart. I did do pretty good in algebra, but I wasn't real smart. But I figured out in a hurry after the first game that the idea here is to put somebody who can catch on first base and put somebody who can field a grounder on the pitcher's mound. Because most of the hits are right straight to the pitcher, who can pick it up, and if he can throw it straight to the first base, you can get 3 outs in a hurry, and you can win this game. Well, the providence of God, I had on my team 2 Hispanic twins, a set of twins, and their next door neighbor, same age, and these 3 boys were from the poorest side of town, and all they had growing up for 5 years was a ball. That's the only toy they had. And they could throw and they could catch. Everybody else on the team, Ben was of course good, shortstop, but some of those boys didn't know what glove to put the hand to put the glove on. That's okay. And sometimes I remember one guy out there in the outfield, he just wore his glove. He thought it was a hat. He would have nobody ever hit it in the outfield. He just stood, he's wanting to bat, hurry up and bat. And I also learned in this game that just in case you don't get 3 outs, here's another key. Make sure all of your players show up. Because if you've got 12 players and the other team only has 11 players and you can't get some outs for some reason, the score is 12-11 after the first inning. You see, and you got an edge. So it was real important. So we had pizza, we had T-bone steaks, we had everything imaginable after the game as an incentive to get there. Man, we won. And it started getting sort of competitive. Now, I'm not a competitive person at all, but I was learning that very quickly because we were winning. The last game, they don't have T-ball playoffs, but let me tell you something. Rotan baseball is a big deal. And it came to the last game, and we were to play the Golden Eagles. Now, we had not played the Golden Eagles before. But the Golden Eagles were coached by a man, I'll not call his name, and he was the leading infidel of Fisher County. He was a pagan deluxe. I say that because I tried to witness to him and I tried to invite him to church, and he turned me down, and finally he threatened me that he was going to whip me if I came to his house. And it's not many homes in Rotan, you go see them all. Well, I was trying to be a Christian about it for sure. But I told my boys before that game, I said, boys, if we can win this game, we'll be the undefeated T-ball champions of Fisher County, and we're going to beat the Golden Eagles. And I'll give you a college scholarship if you can pull this off. I sort of got a little competitive there at the end of the season. Man, oh, they said, we can. I said, yeah, we can. Now, something about the Golden Eagles, they had a kid, a big kid. And we'd done the scouting and everything. He was big. I just knew he was 9 years old. I couldn't prove it, but he was a big guy. Well, I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Everybody came out, cars lined all the way around the outfield. Everybody knew undefeated teams. Everybody knew this man and the pastor at Calvary Baptist Church were doing it. It was like good against evil. It was. I wanted to win so bad. Well, it was a go back and forth game. They would be ahead, we would be ahead. They'd be ahead, we'd be ahead. Equal number of players, but their big guy, every time he got up, he hit it out there in the outfield. And whoever was on base just came on around. And so, man, it was tough. Well, we got down to the bottom half, only played 5 innings. And so, bottom half of the last inning, we were ahead by 2 runs. There were 2 outs. There were 2 men on base, and their big guy came up to bat. And my guys lost it. The kid out there in outfield, glove on his head, he just sat down and started crying. He just sat down and started crying. And that's where they hit it. And one time during the game, the big guy hit it right out there to him, and he chased it, and his mother was yelling, throw it, and he threw it into the concession stand to her. Rest kept on running, right on around. He just sat down, he just put his head in his hands, just crying. And man, cheering, man, it was just wild in there, out there in the ball. And for some reason, the umpire, he was really having a hard time. But for some reason, I replayed 3 outs in my mind that inning. And I believed I was the only one that knew it because everybody was just thinking it was all. And so right when that big kid was hitting the bat, knocking that stuff off his shoes, ready, I called timeout. Now, I learned later that was the first time anybody had ever called timeout in a T-ball game. And the umpire said, timeout. I said, timeout. And the other guys were looking in the book. If you could do that, they were looking. I said, timeout. And I got all the guys off the bench. I said, come on, let's go. We walked out there to the pitcher's mound. I called everybody in. Those little boys, I'm telling you, under that kind of stress, couldn't handle it. They were crying. They said, apologizing to the old coach. They were so sorry. He's a big guy. He's 9. And he's going to hit it out there. And there's 3 runs. But I said, listen to me, boys. Listen. Be quiet. Listen. Quiet. I could hear them sniffling. They were all huddled around me. I was knelt down there. I said, listen, boys. We're 2 runs ahead. Yeah, but the rest, listen to me. There's 2 runs ahead. And it's not 2 outs. There's 3 outs. We've made 3 outs. They said, what? I said, we made 3 outs. Threw it over here, threw it over there. There. Nobody knows it. It's 3 outs. What's the rule? You can stop keeping score after 3 outs. I said, boys, we're 2 runs ahead. There's 3 outs. We are the champions of the world. They said, what? I said, we have already won the game. We've won the championship of the game. We have beat the infidels. We have beat them. They said, we have won. I said, we've won. They exploded out there on the pitcher's mound. They threw their gloves in the air, high-fiving each other. Oh, they just went. I could see those other coaches. I was looking at them. Those other coaches, they were wondering, what's he doing? Drugs. He's giving them drugs. He's giving them something. What is he doing? I said, be quiet, come in. And they couldn't figure it out. I got back. I said, listen, boys, you know the rule. They have to keep batting. Let the guys bat. Have fun. Because we have won the game. The game's over. Even though we're going to keep playing. So just go out there and have fun. Oh, man, boy, they went out there. Got out there in their positions. And they looked at that guy, and I'll never forget it. Second baseman looked at him and said, hit it as hard as you can. Now, the song hadn't been written yet, but later somebody heard that and they came with it. Hit me with your best shot. Hit me with your best shot. And it made that kid mad. And I mean, he tagged it, went a line drive, pow, just caught it right there, tossed it around. Next kid hit it, grounder, picked it up, threw it over, looked like the New York Yankees. A kid hit a fly ball, those two on base just standing there, finally just sat down, standing there, hit a fly ball, that guy out there in outfield, he was watching it, wearing his glove, watching it, boom, just like that. Tossed it around, threw it in, batter, into the game, 2 men on base. Our team 2 runs ahead. We were the champions. We had won the World Series of T-ball out there that day. Oh, my soul. I don't know how many times I've thought about that experience again and again and again in reading the Bible and seeing that vision of finished, won the game, finished the race victoriously because we kept our eyes on Jesus Christ and believed a report. We believed what they said about the race. And the heavy hitter of cancer was facing us, and the heavy hitter of unemployment, and the heavy hitter of how is this ever going to get worked out, the heavy hitter of great blessing. Whatever the heavy hitter is, my friend, listen to me. Don't get your eyes distracted with fear and worry and doubt. Jesus Christ has lived the life, and he has given it to us. The victorious life that not only pleases God, but glorifies him. He is ours. He is ours. He has given himself to us. Jesus Christ has. And if we will just believe, keep our eyes on him and believe, it don't make any difference how many more hitters there are. We can live with joy. We can live with confidence. We can live with assurance no matter where the ball is hit, because we've already won. The score is in. Jesus Christ has won for us. And so ask him into your heart today. Get your eyes on him. No matter what's going on right now, get your eyes on him. There's more to this life than this life. Get your eyes on Jesus Christ. He will give you the victory. Amen.